The Orbital Guards, Episode 3, Part 1. The Training Tents. Once your equipment is secured, you make your way to the training rooms. The training rooms are designed for your gear, for information briefings, for personal grooming and bathing, for any medical issues you might have, and it's also a place to secure your nutrition. But hands down, the locker rooms are definitely the most popular areas. Imagine the ultimate Division I college football locker room. It's simply breathtaking. Locker rooms are nested within kit and clothing environments. Imagine the ultimate athletic store. Everywhere you look, there are samples of advanced swimsuits, wetsuits, second skins, jackets, boots, running, climbing, cycling gear, etc. You name it, it's in there. Whether it's a tracksuit that you need or a pair of gloves, your fit is always assured. Nothing in these environments has a singular purpose. Clearly, some very advanced testing is always in play. Imagine being in a research and development department and a retail store simultaneously. Orbital guards are constantly asked throughout the Cove to provide feedback on anything that comes into contact with their flesh. From the locker rooms, an OG can make their way to several different locations, but to get there, you have to pass the entrances to the tents. The tents are a true marvel of engineering. Just magic. A place where jaw-dropping is unavoidable, even after prolonged exposure. At first glance, they don't seem real or even possible. The sheer size of the tents is enormous. The training tents are environmentally controlled. In some regions, it's swelteringly hot. In others, it's so cold you can see your breath. The surfaces in the tents range from sand, rock, concrete, rubber, there's even tile, and natural grass and astroturf. Almost anything that you would encounter on the topside sliver of earth that you can imagine. The tents are configured as a triangle. There are rows and rows and rows of wave, Olympic, and infinity pools. There are giant towers, saunas, and ice baths. There are hot springs that are nestled in rock, sand, and vegetation. It's heavily orientated towards water. There are vacuum chambers, deprivation tanks, ropes, logs, exercise and weight equipment, and even massage tables. Next level kinesiology tools and beyond. Absolutely everything that you can think of. Your mental health and well-being is baked into pretty much everywhere that you look. In the very center of this space are 4 fully loaded, ultra-modern gymnastic arrays, each with enough spectator seating for a large university. In the middle of that, there is a severe obstacle course that changes constantly. There are also 3 gigantic water holes surrounding the gymnastic arrays that are best appreciated from peak altitude. The holes are rimmed with perfect white layers. When you step inside, the first 3 feet or so is crystal clear. As you descend 1 step at a time, you eventually reach the edge. I've never met anyone who has reached the bottom of the holes, but I know it goes down at least 300 feet. Sometimes you can catch a glimpse of faint lights flickering from far beyond that. There is no barrier, just frogs and a yellow line. The spines of this structure are the most interesting feature. They're climbing walls, approximately 500 feet in width, and they arch some 3,000 feet high. The climbing wall is unique in that each of the three spines stops well clear of the top. They don't connect. This aspect was specifically designed as a team building challenge. You cannot reach the other side of the structure by yourself. Every day, OGs can be seen trying to free climb this evolution, and everyone fails. I remember the first time I witnessed someone fall from the very top. I instinctively held my breath. Everything in my mind went completely silent. It was well over 2,000 feet of continuous free fall. A parachute requires about 300 feet to open. I will never forget that sound. It's like hearing the end of a hypersonic whip for the very first time. Eventually, I would do this myself. I remember the sheer beauty of those colors, the deep, deep blacks and the shredded royal blue. There are small transport pods of various sizes lining the exteriors of the tents. These pods will take their occupants from the top to the bottom and all corners in between in less than 90 seconds. We call them the volts, because nothing good ever dies.